These are the fights to make after UFC London, that awful card that just took place on Saturday. Going through the main card, winners and losers, who they should fight next. Starting off, Danny Silva should fight Morgan Charrier. Danny Silva is explosive. He's a finisher. I think he's faster and more athletic than Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier is coming off his first loss by knockout to from Costa not too long ago. So I think this could be a matchup in the future. Morgan Charrier has pressure, pace, and he's pretty smart for the most part. Didn't look too great in that last fight, but Costa, he's an animal, dude. And I think he's a little cleaner with his striking than Danny Silva is. And he is durable. He is hard to put away. That's kind of hard to believe, but watching some of his old fights when he was on the regional scene, he is a hard guy to take out. So that was a very impressive win for Costa. I think Silva will probably have the edge in the early rounds, a little more sharper, and he's got the speed on him. I think he might have a little more power than Morgan Charrier too, but I think if Morgan Charrier can pressure and just slow him down overall with everything, Danny Silva may start to fade. And like I said, Morgan Charrier is hard to finish. So I think in this fight, I would lean Morgan Charrier. Uh, I think this is a really good fight to make. Morgan Charrier's got a little more experience, and I think he has better cardio than Danny Silva. But it could go either way. More than likely, Charrier wins, but Danny Silva is dangerous early. You cannot underestimate him. Next up, we have Curtis Campbell fighting Aaron Pico. This is a crazy matchup. I understand that. I don't care. I don't like Curtis Campbell. I don't know why. I just don't like him at all. Aaron Pico is an elite wrestler. He's explosive and he does have some boxing. Looked terrible against Lerone Murphy, getting slept out like that. But it's a big step up for Curtis Campbell. This is just based. It's what I want to see. I don't really give a shit what anyone else says. This is what I want to see. Some of these are what I want to see. Some of them are fights that could actually be made. This is what I would do next. Curtis Campbell, he is still pretty athletic, and he's a younger guy. So the defense is still kind of in question. Pico could outbox him, but I feel like he's going to want to take him down. Curtis Campbell thrives on the ground, but I do think in the end, Aaron Pico gets it done, and I think he would get it done by ground and pound. So this is just a fight that I really want to see. Next up, Christian Leroy Duncan facing Gregory Rodriguez. This is another one. I want Gregory Rodriguez to sleep out CLD. It's just personal preference. I don't think CLD is that good. Like I stated in my last video, RoboCop's on a run right now. He's doing very well for himself, getting older but getting better. He's just got so much power, and I think he stays in close with CLD. I don't think Christian Leroy Duncan's going to be able to get those long, rangy strikes off that he likes to get against Gregory Rodriguez. So I'd take Gregory Rodriguez in this fight by second round knockout. I do think it would take RoboCop a while to figure out the pace from CLD and get range, because CLD is crafty like that. So I think this would be a good fight to make. This would be a good opener to a big main card event. Next up, Roman Dolidze against Abus Magomedov. I like this fight a lot. Dolidze, he looked better in his last fight than he did his last fight, so he is looking better. He's physical. He's dangerous in the grappling. Magomedov's a striker, very explosive, good kicks, punches, and he does thrive in the scrambles. In the first round, I think that's where Abus Magomedov is the most dangerous, and I think Roman Dolidze can get out of that first round. If he uses the clinch right, slow him down. After the first round, I think Roman Dolidze can gain some momentum and end up getting a decision win over him. Um, I just think he's better over 3 rounds. We've seen how Abus has been recently. You get him out of the first round, it's a pretty easy W. So I think that'd be a good way to keep Roman Dolidze in the rankings. But you never know. Abus is very dangerous. You cannot underestimate him, especially in the first round, where he is the best. I'd probably favor Dolidze by decision or Magomedov by round 1 KO. Next up, uh, Iwo Baranowski versus Modestas Bukauskas. Uh, we just seen dude fight, very aggressive. Uh, he's insane, dude. This guy is insane, dude. Uh, the damage he could put on Bukauskas is very real. You cannot underestimate this kid. He's on the come up right now, and I think this is a great matchup to be made. He'll be looking for the finish, and he will close the distance. This is where Bukauskas uses his kicking game and distance control. If he can manage that, that'll really show us some more technicality of Barnowski's game. So I think this would be a really good fight if Bukauskas uses the leg kicks and the long rangey shots. Um, I think he could get it done, but if he can close the distance and just land something big, like we know he can, then I think he gets it done. And I would favor him to win by knockout, but Bukauskas is very dangerous. He's got to stay disciplined in this fight. Um, but you never know, dude. He gets chaotic very quick. Um, I'd probably favor Bukauskas in this fight just because of the technicality of him. But um, dude's on a run right now. So I think this is a great matchup to make. This would be an absolute banger. Next up, Austin Lane. Austin Lane's next fight should be nobody. He needs to get cut. I'm making this video on Monday, so by the time this video comes out, he could be cut already, but that's just how I feel. Um, dude, glass chin, he looks terrible. He's not a good UFC fighter, not at all. Next up, CLD or not CLD, MVP, my bad. Um, I think they cut him. I know this is crazy. Like, I'm saying 2 guys get cut in a row, but I really don't think the UFC is going to keep him just because of the shit that he's been pulling recently. You talk all this shit about the UFC. The walkout music that he came out to was clearly directed towards Dana White and the UFC. I don't think they're going to like that a lot. I think they're going to cut MVP. I know a lot of people are pissed about how that fight went, so I think they're going to cut MVP. Probably not because he's still got a big name, but that's the hope. I'm just still so pissed off from how shit that fight was. All this talk about fighter pay, and then you pull some bullshit like that. Still pissed off about that, but he'll probably stay. I don't know who he would actually fight next, because who the fuck knows if he's going to be welterweight or middleweight. You don't know with this dude, so. Next up, Sam Patterson versus Islam Dulatov. This would be a great fight. Islam, he got very recognized in the last fight he had in the UFC. I don't know where he's been, but he needs to come back soon, and I think this would be a banger of a fight. 2 young guys going at it. I would favor Dulatov in this, just from what I've seen from him. This would be a big test for Sam Patterson. I know people don't like putting prospects against prospects, but I just personally really want to see this fight. I think it'd be a good win if Dulatov was to get the W. After that last Sam Patterson fight, he didn't look great. He needs something big here, and if he can do it, it would be against a younger guy like Dulatov. Next up, Luke Riley should be fighting Darren Elkins. Um, Luke Riley, sharp, uh, good striker, but he hasn't gone into, well, I guess he kind of has gone into deep water, so we have kind of seen that now. However, Elkins is a wrestler and the pressure is very good. So if he can just take Luke Riley down and control him the whole time, we'll be able to see something from Luke Riley. How he defends that, how he is in his ground game. I think this would be a good fight. The younger guy versus an older vet. If he can get this done, I think that would just put his name up even more. He already has hype behind his name with Paddy Pimblett being in his corner. So I think this would be a good fight for him. Uh, I would take Luke Riley to win. I do think he has pretty good takedown defense, but you never know. You think that, and then these younger guys go up against the older grapplers, and they just can't control it at all. They can't defend a takedown. So this would be an interesting one to see if Luke Riley's really that guy. Next up, Michael Aswell Jr. versus Orion Costco. Michael Aswell losing his last fight. We saw he's tough, he's durable. He's kind of got an all-around game, but he doesn't impose it consistently. So I think he needs to work on that. Costco, he's explosive, KO power. He's got pretty good wrestling, and this is another guy who's going to be dangerous early, especially on the ground. If he gets you and starts to ground and pound, it's probably over. I think he pressures forward as well, Junior. Throw some heavy shots, maybe a takedown or two. With this strong top control, I think he can hold Michael Aswell down for a long time, but we'd be able to see how Michael Aswell's wrestling really plays out. So we'll see. I think this is a good matchup. I don't think Michael Aswell could get it done in this one. I just think Orion, he's more dangerous, and the threat early I think is going to be too much for Michael Aswell Jr. So probably an early round TKO. Unless Michael Aswell can get him into deep waters, even then I don't know if he can do it. So next up, Lerone Murphy, the man who just got screwed the fuck over big time. Unfortunately, I think he should be fighting John Silva. I think this is could be the next title eliminator bout. I don't know how the UFC feels about how that fight went. I think if they were smart, they'd know Lerone got screwed over big time. And I think the UFC wants John Silva as champion. So I think this would be a good fight. I think I would favor John Silva in this one. Just how John Silva fights, dude. He's a dangerous striker, and I know Lerone Murphy's dangerous, but after seeing what he did against Mavsar, like it really going back and watching that again, that wasn't that impressive. It wasn't. It was cool how you could do something like that to Pico. You get a lucky spinning elbow knockout, crazy, but I don't think he does something like that to John Silva. I don't think he's gonna let that shit happen again. That would be crazy as fuck, though. So I'd probably favor John Silva in this fight. I'd do this like a Apex 5 rounder main event, maybe in Brazil this year. I know they're trying to get John Silva up there more. I know they want him as champ, so I'd favor John Silva in that, and I think Lerone Murphy is going to be on quite a downfall for at least a little bit. Next up, Volkanovski should be fighting Movsar Evloev. Who could have guessed? Um, I think this is what you have to do for now. You know, John Silva doesn't deserve the title shot. They could do some fuck shit and give John Silva the title shot off one win, but Movsar is undefeated. Give Volk a new name, but we just saw how Movsar fought. Dude's got an insane physique, but he looked like shit. Like Volkanovski could probably 50-45 him pretty fucking easily. So, um, yeah, that's all I really got to say. Mofsar looked like shit. Uh, Even in Volk's old age, I don't think. Uh, I think he's got a chance to beat Mofsar. I think he's got a very big chance to beat Mofsar. So hopefully we're looking at. I think Volk said like an August time frame for that fight. So looking forward to that. Might be his retirement fight. I don't know, but those are the fights to make after UFC London. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.